Hello friends, today I'm going to teach you how to use a common paper towel tube or a toilet paper tube that you just have laying around the house, common every day, something that you would maybe throw away and think of it as trash. Well, we can turn it into creatures, and the creature I chose to make today with my tube are owls. I just love owls. They are so wise and so cute. So, it doesn't matter what size tube you have. I happen to make one out of a toilet paper tube. This is with the toilet paper tube. And I had a longer tube that I feel like I could just cut it into smaller tubes. So just take your scissor and you gotta just cut through it. You don't need any fancy type of scissor. This is just the scissor that I had around the house. You can cut them into all different sizes. I was kind of thinking about making a little owl family. So you can see I have the toilet tube, and then I have the baby owl here, like that. So then maybe I will use a little bit bigger tube, right? If you can see, I have bent down the corners of the top. It's really easy to do. It's not hard at all. All you have to do is just take your finger, push it in like so, push in one side, and then use your finger, your thumb, and push in the other side. And if you would like to get the ears nice and pointy, you can just kind of squeeze in the edges like that. Now, I just happen to have a Sharpie and a pencil laying around the house. I'm not sure what you have, but you can be creative and use whatever you have. In fact, you could even paint these little tubes if you had paint at home and you wanted them to be super bright and colorful. It's up to you. So what you would want to do, maybe or maybe not, is first pencil in your design. So owls have eyes, and you want them to look really wise, so I like to draw them kind of big. And they have pupils. You could add some lines around there. Remember this week we were doing Zentangles and looking at patterns, so you could think about that. And they have beaks. And then they have their feathers, which are kind of like U's. So I make a row of U's. Not sure if you can see that. I'll put that really close. I made a row of U's. And then when I make another row of U's, I place my U's in between the first row of U's that I made. So I have my U's in between, if you can see that. Show you. Then, of course, they have some wings. You could use lines and shape to make your wings kind of like a teardrop or an almond or lemon-shaped wings, like that. Just use some simple lines. And then, of course, little wise owl ears. If you wanted to put squiggly lines or zigzag lines, whatever type of lines. You might have fun experimenting with lines. Whoops. Maybe I might give my wise owl some wispy eyelashes. Feel like it makes the face look a little bit sweeter. And then what I can do is I just take my Sharpie marker. Any size will work. You don't have to have this size Sharpie. And I can trace over my pencil lines. Now, if you feel really confident about your lines that you're going to make for your owl face, and you don't want to start out with pencil, that's totally fine. You can start out and just use the Sharpie right away. So it's up to you. I'm carefully tracing over my pencil lines, and I'm doing it pretty quickly. But you could take your time so that you have nice lines. And you can make some parts black or just leave You can see I colored in the eye pupils and the beak, so they stand out a little bit better than they would if I just outlined them. And then I have my chest feathers, the U's that we talked about in between, and then the wings on the side. And there you have it, your cute little owl. Now, when I line them up together, it kind of looks like I have the father owl, the mother, and the little baby. And they stand up on their own, and they're three-dimensional. So as you know, those are sculptures. Like I said, you could use whatever materials that you have laying around the house to add. You could paint it in. If you happen to have little Google eyes or buttons, you could glue those on. Whatever you want. There's really no wrong way to do it. All right, so have fun.